my name's Jalen and I'm so excited to finally be starting this channel. A lot of people nowadays are sick with illnesses, diseases, and cancers that I've learned can easily be reversed by a simple change of diet to eating plant-based whole foods. The goal of this channel is to show you all how easily it can be done. Today I'm going to be making a healthier and more nutritious alternative to spaghetti and meatballs. This vegan version is lower in fat and cholesterol than using the traditional ground beef. I'm going to start by making a flax and water mixture that's going to act as an egg replacement to hold the meatballs shaped together. To do this, I add 1 tablespoon of ground flax and 3 tablespoons of water and mix together. The consistency is going to be watery at first, but once you put it in the fridge, it should thicken by the time you're ready to put it in your meatballs. Once your flax mixture is in the fridge, it's time to start your meatballs. I heated this pan to medium-high heat and added 2 tablespoons of oil. Then I added 1 cup of chopped mushrooms, 1 cup of chopped onions, and 2 tablespoons of garlic, and let saute for about 3 minutes. I like to prep my veggies beforehand, that's why you see my onion is frozen, but fresh veggies work too. Now it's time to add the spices. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of comino, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1 tablespoon of chili powder. I'm going to mix this together and let saute for another 3 minutes. This is what it should look like when it's done. I'm going to turn off the heat and just let it sit and cool. Next, in a big bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of cooked black beans and mash. I use a fork here, but you can use a food processor to make this step a lot faster. Once the beans are mashed, add the mushroom, onion, and garlic mixture to the beans and mix together. Once that's mixed, I'm going to add 1 cup of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, 1 cup of Vital Wheat gluten, and stir. Vital Wheat gluten is a great way to add protein to meals. Once that's all mixed, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast and mix together. Looks like meat. Now it's time to get the flax mixture out of the fridge.
Damn, boy. Is that egg?
At this point, it should have thickened up and have the consistency like egg. Next, you're going to add 1 cup of vegetable broth and mix. I use my hands to make sure I get everything mixed together well. Try and get everything off the bowl and just knead for 2 to 3 minutes. The great thing about vegan meals is that you can taste them as you're cooking since there's nothing raw in them. Here I added an extra tablespoon of Italian seasoning and about 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs just to get the dough a little bit more firm. I'm going to knead this for about another minute, then it's time to start forming the meatballs. Your dough should have a wet, fibrous texture. To form the meatballs, I used my palm to roll them out and form equal balls. I made sure my hands were wet for this part so the dough wouldn't stick to my hands. I didn't get to record the finished meatballs, but here I have a second batch that I did a few days later where I added diced red pepper into the meatballs. You're going to put it in the oven for 20 minutes at 350 degrees, then flip and leave it in for 10 more minutes. Now it's time to make the homemade spaghetti sauce. I make spaghetti sauce different ways. For this version, I use 2 cups of chopped tomatoes, 2 teaspoons of pink Himalayan sea salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of chili powder. Next, to add more veggies to the meal, I'm gonna add 1 cup of chopped broccoli, a few mushrooms, and a splash of vegetable broth. Once that's all blended, I'm going to add it to a pan with a tablespoon of oil on medium-high heat. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. This is a good way to add a cheese flavor to the meal and to get a dose of vitamin B12, which is known to give you energy. Then a tablespoon of gumbo filet powder, which is going to help thicken the sauce, and a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. I'm going to stir this together and let simmer until it gets thick. There are many options for noodles. Here I'm making zucchini noodles. This is a low-carb option for those who want to lose weight but aren't that physically active. I'm going to steam them in a pan with about a 1/2 inch of water, some lime, garlic powder, and salt, just for added flavor. Here's what the meatballs looked like when they came out. Next, I'm going to add them to the pan and let them simmer to absorb some of the sauce.
This is how I usually serve my meal preps for those who want to live this lifestyle but don't really have the time for all the cooking. I really enjoy cooking and I love making plates for other people to enjoy. I prefer to eat my meal with whole wheat noodles to provide carbs that help fuel our workouts. A common misconception about carbs is that they make you gain weight, but in reality, they are fuel for your muscles during workouts. Protein is needed after workouts to help your muscles recover and grow. This is one of my favorite meals. It comes out so good, and I noticed I had increased strength when I went to the gym after eating it. Since making the switch to eating only plant-based foods, my boyfriend has lost 55 pounds and losing more every week. We've gained more muscle, we feel less fatigued, and we've even started going to the gym twice a day compared to when we were living on the standard American diet. The diet of animal protein, dairy, and processed foods was never intended for our consumption and is only negatively affecting our health. If you all would only see the way animals are tortured as they're raised for our consumption, no one would want to voluntarily eat them. The only ones benefiting from animal consumption is the medical industry by keeping everyone sick. I've taken action on my health by saying no to animal products, and I want to be here for anyone who wants to do the same. If any of you all try out this recipe, let me know. I'm going to link all my social media down below, as well as different documentaries that I've seen that have made the switch to eating plant-based foods a lot easier. I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. God bless and stay positive.